Hey, we're back with part 2 of our 6.2 liter engine rebuild. Hopefully you've already checked out part 1 of this video, top end teardown. Welcome to part 2 of our video, bottom end breakdown. We're picking up right where we left off. Haven't changed a thing, haven't touched a thing. In part 1, if you recall, everything came apart very easily. Everything went according to plan. The only issue that we found was some water in this cylinder. We struggled with bolt number 8, and again you can see the rusty color of probably a head gasket that went right there. We're in the middle of winter right now. It's February and it's cold, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's 2 things I can't stand: shameless plugs in people's videos and freezing cold. I just can't stand it. Thankfully I do have the cure for at least one of those things right here. Oh, a steaming cup of delicious hot coffee before we get going. Here on the front of this motor is your harmonic balancer. Big old pulley looking thing right there. See that? The harmonic balancer. So correct me if I'm wrong, but to remove one of these, all you need is a regular basic gear puller. You can just stick that right on there and just start screwing that big screw in and yank that off like any other pulley. No, wrong. Did you correct me? Because I was wrong. You can't just use a puller on this. You will tear this thing apart. This is a special component right here. It's not put together like a regular pulley. You will literally just pull the edges right off of that thing and tear a harmonic balancer apart. You do not use a regular pulley puller or a gear puller on a harmonic balancer, okay? You need to get an actual puller, especially for harmonic balancers, okay? It's a special way that you take them off to not damage them. Here's how you do it using a harmonic balancer puller. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and get this big old 24mm bolt right out of the center of that harmonic balancer. The thing about that bolt is if you just try to turn it, you're just going to turn the motor over, like we did at the end of part 1 of this video. Okay? So you're going to need to give that an impact. You're either going to need to smack it or you're going to want to use an impact gun on that. Alright? Just break that free. Here we go, a little more light in the subject, and let's go ahead and bust that 24mm off of there. Easy as that. There you go. I'm going to remove these bolts from the original pulley. Alright, I'm going to save those. You're going to get a piece that looks like this. Alright, that's the main component. You're going to notice one side flat, one side's a little more rounded. See that? Flat side will be going against your harmonic balancer. Next, we're going to get that big old center bolt. And that's just going to basically go right through the center of our puller, like so. Okay? Very simple. Your puller kit should also have a little tip that looks like this. And that will simply go right there on the end. And that is so your little bolt can spin freely, so you don't do any damage to the actual harmonic balancer. Don't do any damage to the hole where the bolt goes through or anything. A basic harmonic balancer puller kit is also going to come with basically a handful of various size bolts for use with the puller. You're going to find the size that works for you. Think, there's me right there. Looks like there's pretty much only one way for me that works. Alright, just get one going here. Now you want to get these bolts in the same depth, so you don't end up pulling this thing off all crooked. Alright, they're not going to go all the way in. 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. It looks pretty straight. Crank that bad boy up. Alright, looks good. Looks nice and straight, but I'm going to watch it as it comes off to make sure everything's cool. Let me adjust this light over the top a little. Now I can watch to see how it's coming off. Alright, you're not going to want to use a power tool on this. You're going to kind of want to watch this. You know, if you look in between here, you can see dampening material all in there. This is why you can't just put a regular clamp on these and start yanking out while pushing. I mean, you will tear this apart. Take them off nice and straight. And don't drop them if you can help it. You know I love my fast motion. Cheap little tool, 15 bucks, if that. You're gonna get a workout. I can kind of see that gap down in there growing. See that? You can see how far it's got to go before it actually pops out of there. I can see the end of it now, starting to come out. So, light at the end of the tunnel. Ooh. There it goes, just popped right at the end there. So again, you're going to want to grab it now. And don't let that fall, it's got some weight to it. But there is your harmonic balancer. Well, hello, Mr. Crankshaft. First actual peek. There it is. We're finally starting to see the first actual piece of the bottom end. Remember when we took out the ignition pump, all the work we did to get at the heart, right? Well, right now, I want to do all this work to get at the camshaft, all right? That's what we're after next. I'm going to go ahead and take the cover off. What we're going to have is your 15 millimeters here, okay? We're going to have some 10 millimeters here that are actually part of your oil pan. Let's hit that with the 15, and in the name of avoiding exertion of any type whatsoever, let's break out rubber McHammerstein, and here we go. So easy and fun. All right, no problems. Let's get these ones loosened up. All right, that's your 10 millimeter. And these should only be on with about 10 foot-pounds anyway, so I'm not even gonna probably need McHammerstein. No, those are just gonna pop right off of there. I like to loosen them all up. Oh, my city, my city. ready, doctors? You guys ready to deliver this baby? We did a lot of work to get here. Actually, it wasn't that bad, was it really? It's kind of fun, wasn't it? That was fun. All you gotta do is grab your original sprocket bolt, throw it right back in there. Simply grab it. There it goes. Look at this, you guys. Come on. Might have to fudge with a little. Come on now. Get these lobes through. Oh, come on now. And there we have the baby delivered. There's your camshaft. Alright, at this point we should be able to pull the pin and flip this bad boy over. And we're gonna get some seepage and some leakage this time. Alright, here we go. This is exciting. Alright, the pin is out. Makes me have to pee. Catching most of it. Whoa. Alright, pin back in. If you can, if you have the luxury of removing an oil pan while the engine's upside down, you take that luxury. So easy, it's fun. Alright, let's smack this bad boy off of here. Shouldn't be too hard. Nope. There's your oil pan. Pull the screen off the pickup tube. That's pretty simple. Alright, 15 millimeter on the old oil pump. Those are usually on there pretty good. So you're going to want to either smack them off or use the tool. So that just pops right out of there like so. Alright, there is your oil pump. Alright, let's start blasting some of these pistons out of here, huh? We got 15 millimeter on these. Just a little nut. Damn it. So there is a piston and some piston rings. Alright, in here you can see the little half a bearing there. I'll leave that right where it is. I'm actually going to put this right back together. Okay, and I'm going to mark it, which one it was. You've probably heard the term 4-bolt main. oh, this guy had a Chevy with a 4-bolt main. This is what you're looking at, 4-bolt main bearing caps. The main bearings being these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 caps you see held on with 4 bolts, holding down the crankshaft. That's usually reserved for heavy duty motors, which this 6.2 diesel is. Alright, so you're going to grab your 18mm and you can smack them or jack them either which way. Alright, so let's break these off of here. Okay, so I got one bolt. My impact driver was a little too thick to get between the bolt and the surface where the oil pump mounts, okay? So I'm going to bust out a regular old socket instead of the impact socket and rub a McHammerstein. I want some pretty good smacks, but it's going. There we go. No problems. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab 4 of these. And then just get that thing off of there, nice and careful like. Come on. Alright, and there you go. There is a main bearing cap. And please note, F arrow 1. So now you know, the front is that way and this is number 1. And check it out, F arrow 2, F arrow 3, F arrow 4. Alright, and I guess you don't really need F arrow 5, okay? Because if you hadn't figured it out, then I don't know what's wrong with you. This is it, the crankshaft. Now this thing's got some weight to it, so be careful and just pick it up out of there nice and straight. Crankshaft. Now that we have the crankshaft out, we can see inside here there is a push rod. See it? That is for your mechanical fuel pump. All we got to do to get that out is really just push it out. Only there's a plate here blocking it from coming out, all right, where your fuel pump was mounted. So there's 2 10mm bolts on that. You just got to pop that off of there, and we should be able to just pull that right out of there, all right? So there we go. All right, off with those. Boink. There you go. Then you're just going to reach in there, grab your little push rod, and give it a push. That's what it's meant for, isn't it? Now I got to use it for what it's not meant for. I got to pull it. There it is. I pulled my push rod. So that is it. We are done with the bottom end breakdown. That went by fast, didn't it? Now I still got a few little things left on here. Look at engine mounts. But for all intents and purposes, we are done with this engine teardown. When we come back, we're going to clean this block up, and I'm going to show you the proper way to check it for warpage, to check it for cracks, and most importantly, how to properly machine the surfaces. Okay, you've probably seen tons of videos out there and all the different ways the guys are doing it at home. I'm going to show you the one and only proper way to prepare this block for rebuilding. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. Seriously, I mean it. I'm getting lots of comments and lots of new subscribers and everything. I promise to work as fast as I can on the next video and pump it out as soon as possible. So that's the end of part 2, and with that, I bid you adieu. That was corny.